Hi again, girls. We're going to now have a look at, I think it's going to be the Gale Library Noun database. And so again, I'm with Ruth Vanderlist and in the Potter Library, and she's going to talk us through how we navigate our way to the Gale database, which is awesome for historians.
Yes, fantastic. All right, so let's get going, girls. What we're going to do is we're going to go straight, as you can see, we're currently in Moodle at the moment. Girls, really important that you make sure that you're signed in there at the very top. But let's scroll straight down here into the Potter Library and click on the grey icon. And as you can see here, we're sort of at the main homepage, landing page, I suppose, for all of our LibGuides. We're going to jump straight into the research section, which is this very first one right here. Okay, and then we're going to jump straight into our databases and then straight into AHS databases. And we've reached our landing page for all of our All Hallows databases here. So we're going to jump straight into the Gale resources. Now, as you can see, we've got 3 ones here that we can use. The interface is pretty well the same, so if you use one of them and have a bit of practice, you'll be fine with the others. They do vary a little bit, but sometimes the resources are across all of them.
Okay, so, and if I'm jumping in there, in case to state the obvious, Gale is written on each one of those 3 in the suite. So when we're talking Gale, have a look here. Make sure you're looking carefully. When you click on, they will all do the job. I'll just move the cursor for you, Ruth. Sorry.
Excellent. No, thank you. Girls, you've also probably noticed that underneath these ones here, such as how to use JSTOR, it's got how to use Gale as well. This is a really great page in case you wanted to refresh anything we covered in this session, but also little tips and tricks, things that we probably don't have longer than 10 minutes to do this. So it's a great spot to go to, girls. Just give it a click and it'll take you right to that page. But let's start with the student resources in context one. So I'm just going to click on that one there. As you can see, it's opening up another nice new window, another tab in that page. And we've landed straight here to the search page. Girls, you don't need a username or password to access this one here. It sort of just gives you the All Hallows general access.
Okay, so some of the databases, when you're on that landing page, you'll need to keep an eye on what the login and password, your username and password is. For Gale, you don't need it as long as you're logged into Moodle. Right, so make sure you're logged into Moodle. If you look like an external user to the school network, it's going to say you don't have a membership to Gale. So you've got to be logged into the school Moodle.
Yeah, perfect, excellent. So we can just search straight from this page here. So what we can do is we can type in some keywords, such as, I'm going quite basic here, but we can type in Cold War. As you can see, girls, I put Cold War in quotation marks. This is because when you put quotation marks around words, it's searching for those words in that order, which makes sense, particularly for something like Cold War. You don't want to bring up every single resource that has got the word cold in it, and you don't want to bring up every resource that's got the word
without
war.
The inverted commas around it, you could actually have wars in cold environments. That's not what you're after. By putting the inverted commas around it, you're basically saying it's the Cold War you're after.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that one of the areas in Cold War is one of the schools of thought, I think it is, of revisionist perspectives, views and thoughts. So all of those words are quite synonymous sometimes, so always a good idea to give those keywords a bit of a test out when you're putting something in. I'm just going to go revisionist thought here as well. And you can see it's sort of trying to guess a little bit of what I might be wanting to search for.
Could I get you to try while you're doing that?
Yeah, not a problem.
Cold War revisionist perspective, because perspective is actually on your criteria sheet.
Oh yeah, perfect.
So if we go perspective, see what comes up.
Let's give it a search and see what happens. So I'll click on here. Did you mean these ones here? So we'll give this a bit of a go too. Sometimes it's a bit quirky with some of the searches. But as you can see, girls, it's brought up a good quality of different types of sources. So as you can see, we've got reference, videos, academic journals. This is a really great one. This is often maybe theses or dissertations, perhaps, by people studying masters or doing doctorates. I'm noticing
there's 70 primary sources there.
Yeah, 70 primary sources.
So that'll be very helpful.
And what you can do, girls, is if there's a particular area like the primary sources, you can just click on that blue link down here and it's going to bring up the 70 there. And you can sort by relevance, or you can sort by the newest and content level and things like that. But relevance is usually a good one to filter by.
Okay.
But you can sort of see through here, and then you can see a little bit about when it was published as well.
So are these all full text or?
All of these should be full text, yeah.
Excellent.
But the best way to guarantee it is by actually clicking on full text documents. For primary sources, it doesn't worry too much, but particularly for the academic journals and magazines and critical essays, make sure you click that one.
So having a look here where the cursor is indicating right now, check that box, full text documents, because a lot of you, that's what you're particularly after. You don't just want the heading. It'll waste your time. You're after the full text documents. Fantastic. What else, Ruth?
Excellent. So let's filter it down a little bit more, because we still have quite a few sources. I'd say upwards of 12,000 or so. So I'm just going to go back to all content types, just so I'm in that main view. And what we can do is, there's another option actually here as well. We might click on this a bit later, but peer-reviewed journals. This usually means that another expert has looked at a person's work and just double-checked it to make sure that it's credible and accurate and things like that. So they're often a lot more valuable for your research purpose, I suppose.
We often in our modern history course are looking at whether a source is reliable, and one way to tell it is reliable, and you might be able to make a comment of this in your assignment, is by saying it has been peer reviewed. So that means if you have your PhD and doctorate level of study in a particular topic, other people with that level of study have approved of your work, suggested changes before it even got published. It's been checked by your peers. So peer-reviewed journals are a great way to go in your research.
Absolutely. It's a great way, and just a great way to double check to make sure you've got great sources. But I can also filter it further here through publication date. So I can specify we can probably last 10 years. What would you say?
Let's have a go. Because we're looking for something that's a bit imprecise and we're just doing a demo, we're not really sure what will come up here. So we'll just play around with it. But if something's produced in the last 10 years, it should represent fairly current thinking on Cold War historiography.
I suppose the other way too, you could go the opposite way by if you wanted views during this period of time, you just pick that decade or those couple of years.
Exactly. So if we were doing something on the Korean War, during the Korean War, we might go 1950 to 1951, and that would be nice smack bang in the middle of the Korean War, and we'd only get journal articles and so on produced about that topic at the time it was happening. So that'd be another way of searching.
Particularly when it's got this sort of source type here of news as well, that would probably be a really great section to check out if you do,
And likewise, news, magazines, videos, images that were taken at the time. It's a great way of finding primary sources, I suspect.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so once we're sort of into this section here, we are narrowing it down more and more as we go. You can also click on, we can try peer-reviewed, although this probably wouldn't work so well with any primary sources, but it's great for academic journals and critical essays. So you can narrow that down further there too. What you can also do is you can go to the subject section over here on the side, and it's sort of narrowing it down to, I suppose, the subject that it best matches if you're wanting particular focus on
Can we
this
try
sort of
it?
area
Go
there.
Cold War and United States foreign policy, perhaps, if we
Let's
click
give
on
it a
those.
go.
And see if it has those two matches. It'll get down to about 21 maybe. Let's see. So these are all on that subject heading. There's 12 critical essays. Okay.
Down here, So some of them are quite specific, as you can see through it, but there might still be some helpful information through there too.
It'll all come down to the search terms you put in, which hopefully you'll be well aware of by the time you're working on your assignment.
Absolutely. But if we just grabbed one of these ones as an example, as soon as you find a particular group of search words and applied filters that work for you, you can just click on this get link here at the top right corner. And basically what you can do is you can get a link to this page of your search results. This is great, particularly if you found a great connection, mix, I suppose, of keywords and filters, and you think it's great, you want to get back to it, just copy and paste this straight into your OneNote or Word document, whatever you're working on, and you can come right back to this spot.
Basically gives you all the results of that particular search. Fabulous.
Absolutely. So that's a nice, easy way to do it. But we can also sort of X out of some of those filters as well. But as soon as you've found one that you think is helpful, girls, for your assessment, what you can do is you can click on, for example, this one here. Just click on the blue title of that resource. Excellent. You can see here if the author is particularly prominent in this area of research and study, you can click on that author
That'd be good to see. Let's click on that, because you do, again, have to look at who your sources are. So we get to see other pieces of work written by James Opp on that occasion. Excellent. You want to go back? Sorry, nearly called you Gale, Ruth.
No, that's
it's
all right.
Gale, the database. Okay, beautiful.
Excellent. So again, girls, you could try also if there's other authors that are really well known, you could give them a try here in this search field as well, and see if there's any resources that come up that they're either the author of or someone's reviewing their work or something along those lines.
And this is all full text?
Yeah, it's all full text. It should be as well. As you can see, there's also related subjects as well, so you can have a bit of an explore through that section there. But again, girls, here what you can do is there's sort of a OneDrive link here that you can use to download the document. You can also click on this little download button here as well, and you can also email it too.
Now, I think we might be at a good spot to almost stop that little bit of a lesson. That's another 10-minute link.
Yeah.
Is there anything more you want to mention just before we get out of there, or we're good?
No, all good, girls. Just the last thing here is just remember you need to cite your work, so make sure you click on Cite here at the top to grab that information for APA referencing 6th edition.
Fabulous. There you go. So you would switch it here.
Yeah, that's it. Copy,
Beautiful.
paste it straight
Select.
in, and you should be all set.
Fabulous. That's wonderful. Thanks again, Ruth.